The Gina and Matty podcast.
I did want to talk to you about the little holiday that we took. So you did your little staycation here on the coast, went to the oyster shed, you went to the Distillery Botanica. It sounded lovely.
A few nice restaurants and walks.
It was very last minute, but we thought, you know what, let's take the family to Bali. All right, so the kids have never been. It's the longest flight on a plane, and let's go to make some memories. And so when we got back from Bali with the fam, as soon as we landed, the questions were rolling in. How was it? Oh my God, your photos looked amazing.
Yeah.
You guys must be so relaxed now.
Yes.
And I smiled and I nodded, gave the polite, yeah, it was great. It was great. But it wasn't. Look, I struggled with how I was going to, if I was going to talk about it, on how I was going to talk about it, because there's a bit of privilege that comes along with, one, having holidays, two, being able to go and take a family to Bali, and three, having a family. So there's three great bits of privilege that come along with that sentence. And it wasn't until I spoke to a friend earlier this week that made me realise, you know, this is how I need to talk about the trip to Bali, because her name's Monty Diamond. She appeared on the Imperfects podcast, and she was talking about her family. And I just reached out to it and said, I used to work with Monts, and I reached out and said, hey, great work on the podcast. Your vulnerability, your share, it was really great, and it gave a lot of hope for, I know, for us as a family, hearing her talk so honestly. This is just a little bit of her on the podcast.
You said there's a sprinkling of neurodivergence across your three kids.
There's a large sprinkling there.
Oh, okay, a large sprinkling.
And I've had to really stop comparing our family to other families, because I see families do really simple, everyday things, and I'm like, my family can't do that because it doesn't work for the boys. You know, their capacity might be low, or they might be, you know, they might have anxiety, and that will really flare it up, and it's not worth it for us to attempt those kind of things. But sometimes really basic things where I'm like, God, I really want to be able to do that. But that's been our biggest thing for Sam and I, having neurodivergent kids, is saying we've got to run our own race here. And if they're on screen time for 5 hours a day, they're on screen time for 5 hours a day, where a lot of other families would never do that. You know, it's like our family's a screen-free family, and I just feel like a stab of jealousy. That happens so many times in a day that I have to constantly work on not comparing and just going, this is how our family works. And if we don't have family dinners, we don't have family dinners.
So I said, Mons, like, that was so raw and so honest, and I loved it. And like, thanks. And the way we communicate is through voice messages. So rather than text, we just voice message each other. And then she voice messaged straight back saying that she was a little emotional, and then said that she saw my Instagram of us in Bali, and she said she got jealous of that, just going, that's something that they wouldn't be able to do, you know, because of the capacity of her children and whatever it was that went into further of that. And then I had to say to her, I said, look, to be honest, Bali for Bella and I was chaos.
Really?
It was carnage. And like, traveling with kids at the best of times is hard. Traveling with three young kids overseas to a country where you can't, get a drop of water in your mouth.
Yeah.
You're worried about getting Bali belly the whole time you're there. It wasn't easy. Right, and my kids are all they've all got needs, and some of them have higher needs than others, and then trying to just get out at the door of the house sometimes is difficult here at home, let alone trying to do that overseas. And that, like, I think of my wife every morning. Well, I'm here, you know, back announcing Taylor Swift. She's at home trying to not only just get them up, get them out of their pajamas, get them showered, get the lunches, get them in the car, get them out of the car, get them to the school gates, what sort of process she goes through every morning. And then living that experience 24/7 in Bali was just really hard. It's just parenting in a different location, but you're doing it 24/7. Now, again, I am so lucky to be in the position not only to have three kids, to be in a healthy marriage, and also have the opportunity to travel. But I felt really guilty when Monty said that about she saw my Instagram photos and it made her jealous, and because it wasn't Instagram. and I was like, what have I got to do to, maybe I should be a little bit more honest on my Instagram rather than just like, post the highlight reels, because, behind that perfect shot of us in the pool, there was multiple daily full-scale meltdowns for about everything and anything. Kids refusing to put on sun cream. One wants to do one thing, one doesn't do. One tries to run away in a foreign country. I think I lost 3 years of my life at airport security. I know what we did was we made memories for the kids. Like, they're going to walk away from that and go, oh, I remember doing that. I remember going to the monkey forest. I remember riding the scooters around. I remember we went to that water park. But for when I come into the office here and everyone's like, oh, how was it? I didn't know how to answer it, because for me, it was really, really hard. Bella and I had some really tough moments through it, and we're like, maybe overseas travel or big travel with our kids isn't something that we can potentially do at the moment, or we need to maybe get some help on tools to do it better and make sure that we're not putting too much expectation on our kids or whatever it is. But I just know that behind every perfect Instagram post is a sleep-deprived parent crying into his bintang. I think that's my takeaway from my trip to Bali. And I thought, if I'm going to talk about it, that's probably the best way for me to explain how the trip to Bali was.
Oh, that's hard.
But you know what? I couldn't be more excited. I was like, I cannot wait to get back to work.
Gina and Matty.
I was doing a staycation. So, when we were on the wireless before we went, I was reaching out and trying to find some cool ideas to do stuff on the coast.
Yeah, you did the oyster gear. What was that called?
The oyster shed was amazing. We did some pretty cool stuff, but this was so cool. We went to the Distillery Botanica.
Oh, amazing.
And did a gin making day where you make your own.
Did you make it gin-a? Did you make a gin-a?
I really did.
Yeah.
That's what I called it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I took my besties Nat and Kylie, and I took CJ.
Good to know I'm not your bestie.
You took my two friends and my work colleague with me.
And the leftovers.
And I had
Just
another
to make
ticket.
the numbers.
I have other friends I could have taken, and I thought, CJ's just moved here.
That's not what you said. You said you had other friends you could have taken and they were busy.
and that.
Thanks, Gina. I appreciated it. I had fun.
Was this, other than like work events, like we've gone to the Mariners games before, but was this the first time like socialising with G outside of work?
So I think we're officially friends, maybe.
Yeah, we really are. We
how
had
nice.
to the next level.
We had the best time. Have a look
Second
at
base.
Have a look at the photos I sent you through. So Distillery Botanica is the gin place that makes the blue bottles. You know, the blue bottle gin. It's the best gin ever. Are you a gin drinker, Matty?
Not really. Like you know what?
Love it.
On a hot summer's day when the girls are all having a gin and tonic,
Yeah.
I'll go, oh yeah, grab me one. I'll have one with you ladies. Put a bit of cucumber in it, but that's not my spirit of choice.
Oh, it's mine. And Moore's gin, which is made right here on the coast.
Yes,
it's one of the most popular gins in the world. It's made right there at Erina. So the Distillery Botanica is just up on Portsmouth Road on Erina, not very far here from where we are right now.
Is that CJ when she's not wearing her work clothes?
Exactly.
Oh my God. You're a bit of a babe, CJ.
She really is. So first they welcome you. You get there and you do a tasting to recognise the different flavours. A lot like, when you go to a winery and you're tasting wine and you're savouring the bits.
It gives me so much anxiety when I do that. Like, I love wine, but then you do the tasting, they look at you and you're like, chocolate notes and sandalwood. No idea what I'm talking about.
Well, you're supposed to slowly savour and think about what you're tasting. And the gin tour guide who did our session was amazing. She's pretty serious about it and really knew her stuff. So CJ, so I've got Natalie, me, Kylie and CJ.
Well, you've taken a child with you.
So
Did you get
Nat and Kylie and I just tasting it. It's in a little, it's a little sample in a little glass. CJ slams it back
I didn't
like a Zambuca. She goes, hers is gone and she looks up and so Kylie and Nat and I've still got most of it left because we're savouring and we're trying to, tell what flavours are in. Hers is gone. She goes, secondhand embarrassment, Paisley.
I think I got overexcited.
And when you are served something in a glass that small,
It was a shot glass.
to someone who is of the Gen Z flavour, they're going to shot it straight away.
She did.
Oh my
She totally
That's
did.
so funny.
And so you taste first, and she starts explaining all the different flavors and things. And then you literally go out into the garden. And they've got this beautiful garden, and you pick your own, like,
Botanicals.
yes. So juniper berries is what gin's mostly made with. But we went out and you could choose like lemon peel, orange, grapefruit, or herbs like rosemary and thyme, or lavender or mint. Spices like black peppercorns, ginger root, vanilla or chili, and flowers and things. So you're walking around this garden and you got a little thing, you're just choosing little leaves of everything.
Ends up like a little potpourri.
Yeah, yeah. And then you get back inside and you sit down at your own, is it called a distiller? That gold kind of brass looking copper thing that I showed you?
Oh, let's roll with that.
A distiller. So
It's
you've
like
got your
it's like
own.
a giant. Yeah, the distiller. Yeah.
So when they're really making it, they have a massive one, but you've got your own little one, and it's like a science experiment. It is so fun. Measurements need to be very, very precise. And one of my girlfriends wasn't listening. She got in a little bit of trouble.
Did she put too much alcohol?
Well, here is the thing. So while you're waiting, you have to wait for quite a while it distills. It just drips out, just slowly. Mine was a bit slow. I'm like, oh my God, I've done something wrong. But then they bring out this beautiful cheese board. Like, how delicious
It was
was
huge,
it?
but amazing.
And you just get to eat that, and you keep trying all the other alcohol they have there. It was just, and it was a rainy afternoon. Wasn't it
Yeah,
a beautiful
it
thing
was
to do on a
so
cold,
fun.
rainy afternoon?
Did she get a little bit?
A little bit. Let's put it this way: she couldn't drive us home. Anyway, oh my God! And it's the most fun thing. But then finally, and then they come back with our gin, and it goes into a blue bottle, and you get to label it. And we get back, and you're aiming at perfect is 80% alcohol as it's going in, and then it comes down to 40%.
Yeah.
But perfect. Guess who got perfect? The alcohol scoring.
Well, there's only one person it could be if you're asking. You.
I won that one. I don't know how it was perfect, but then the fun thing is you get to name it. So you have a little computer and you name it.
Yeah.
And so our name's CJ. What did you call yours?
CJ's love potion. Bit cringe, but it's funny.
Oh, God, there's the secondhand embarrassment again.
Natalie calls hers like a virgin.
Oh, see, that's good gear.
Yeah.
Puns. I love a pun.
I call mine gin up.
Yeah.
And Kylie added too much chili to hers. She called hers sphincter surprise.
Gina and Matty.
Every Thursday night, I do this course called Happy AF, and it's a group of girls, and we go online just on Zoom with my friend Sam, who is amazing. It's a group of women who come together every week, and we discuss things like how to live your happiest life, and it's so good.
Great. Through connection is usually the best part, and doing that is
it's
so good.
Yeah, and we talk about things like, committing to exercise or eating well or meditating and not doing any negative self-talk and manifestation, all those things that I love.
Yeah, great.
And then at the end of it, Sam does a meditation often. So last night...
Does she guide you through it?
Yeah,
Is it
she
one of
does
those
a guided.
ones?
Yeah, she does a guided. So you just lie down, turn the lights out, and close your eyes. And she just was like, "Okay, take a lovely big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. That's right. Just relax, and another big breath in, and now big breath out, and just relax. And then it goes all of a sudden like darker than dark, and I've gone to myself like."
Did you feel like you found your third eye? Like you just
yes, and
you've
I'm
gone
like,
so zen that it's an out of body experience or something.
And then I'm like, I'm doing so well because meditation, my mind gets busy too, and I keep thinking, well, what do we have for dinner tomorrow night? Oh, gee, my shoes hurt today, or what? All these other thoughts keep popping into my head. I'm going, I'm really getting the hang of this. It's gone like super dark, and I can't even hear her talking anymore. I'm like, and then I'm like, hang on a minute. Open my eyes and it's darker than dark because we had a power outage, which also took the internet off. So my computer was like, all the lights are out. And I've never been in my house because we've only been there for a few months in pitch black. And I'm like, where's my phone? I didn't know where I put my phone.
And you've painted everything in your house black as well. That's not helping either.
And I'm like, I don't know which way my bedroom is. Like, I just couldn't even think where I was and stuff. And finally, I find my phone because my girlfriend Sue, who lives right near us, texts me. She goes, "Are you having a power outage?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And she goes, "Come up, are you okay?" Because our boys were both playing ping pong last night.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, "Come up if you want. If you're a bit scared." I'm like, "I can't find my keys."
It wasn't in your bra?
Listen to Gina and Matty weekday mornings from 5:30.
Live on the Star Player.